Good morning, friends. Good morning. It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. And today, as our friend Arno would say, it's money making day. Welcome back, Warner. It's good to see you. Hope you have a great day ahead as well. Today's stream is sponsored by Dunkin'. Dunkin' Coffee, iced latte. Cheers. Alrighty. Let's see how the markets are going to give us some money today. We have a Euro bank holiday. If you're trading the Euro, keep that in mind. Let's hop on to the MyFX book calendar. We have building permits, S&P, Case-Shiller home price, consumer confidence, new home sales, all around 9/10 o'clock. So, nothing too crazy. Confidence. Yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy, but, you have a couple things. So I wouldn't necessarily think it's going to move the market too much, but something to definitely note if you are trading around those times. The dollar, I guess we have to look at the bastard child of the market. Weekly chart left a wick amongst the prior rejection wicks on the weekly. Daily charts pushing back up above this range. Mark, man, what are you doing in here? Get out of here. What's going on, dude? Good morning. Dollars pushing back above 101.5. Coming back down to retest this broken support. So we don't know yet if it's going to continue on through or if it's going to provide some resistance and the dollar starts rolling over here. The open gap down, give us a little wick, and then start marching up pretty quickly out of the gate. So we're going to want to keep an eye on this 101.5 area. This is going to be the area you want to keep an eye on for the dollar momentum here. Take a look at equities. Not much, Mark, just living the dream, man. Living the dream. Just trying to make it day by day through these markets. Equities, US30. Chilling here in this consolidation near the highs. Stuck in mud. Same area that we've seen this consolidation. Just some chopping here, so we are stuck, but once we do get through the mud, it seems to move pretty quickly to the downside. Sitting in this overall bearish channel. So ideally you see sells, but however, you are seeing a lot of support and rejection here. I mean, it's the same area where you've seen support and rejection prior, so it can break down, but I don't think it's ready yet. It's not ready yet till you get a daily candle closing below 33,700. 4-hour chart. Still creating these lower highs. Flat bottom here. So we're still wedging here, getting tighter and tighter. 1 hour finding some support at 33,007. Don't have a great range today. I'm not a huge fan of the Dow. I'm sure the other indices have a better setup because we're getting tighter and tighter in here and the range is getting smaller and smaller. So coming back down, or we just retested this prior low that we now could potentially start pushing back down to fill this move from overnight. So just tight range, not a huge fan. So I probably won't trade the Dow anymore until it breaks out of this consolidation. It's getting pretty tight and choppy in here. Let me take a look at the US 500 to S&P. Daily. Sitting here at this triple top. Seeing some support here as well, but we're starting to push through these wicks. So we do have a range to 40.85. Creating these lower highs. trying to break through support here. Oil's looking like a short on the daily. Maybe. I'm going to take a look at that in a second. Should be interesting. S&P, P. Let's get out of here. Get out of here. So you have support sitting at 41.11. 2 hour found some support. Created doji. Current 2 hour just kind of chilling as well. So here's how I'm going to play the S&P today. We get a break below. We get a break and close, only hourly. Maybe the 30-minute, depending on what time it is. Below 41.11 for the hourly or 30-minute, we get a break and close below. We have pretty clean traffic looking left, so we could catch some momentum sells to the downside. Still wedging in here, getting pretty tight as well. Could bring this over. Popping through a little channel here as well. So still early to tell what's happening. We're creating these steady lower highs, sitting below VWAP. So if I were to take longs, I would want to see it like through VWAP, find support, and then rally back towards these highs. If I'm looking for sells, and I'd want it below a close below 41.11 for some momentum sells. US 100, the NASDAQ. Daily chart sitting in this range still, chopping around. Showing a lot of just nasty wicks. 4 hour, just you're seeing this trend here. Break down, break up, break down, 2 bar up, break down, bar up, break down, 2 bar up, break down. And it's just kind of getting tighter and tighter in here. It literally looks like it's mimicking the same pattern every day. So what do I think is going to happen? I think you get a nice rally to the upside and then a big puke, because that's what you're getting every day for the last like 2 weeks. Coming into an area of support, I don't like it yet. I mean, I wanted to buy it if I was going to buy around like 12,860 where we found major support. However, I'll play it. Let's see. If we can get a breakthrough view up, break through these highs here, get some kind of retest of view up, retracement, then I'll look for longs. Sells, I don't think we're really in play because your range is only down to 12,860. And I wouldn't take them unless we broke below this double bottom here. Not enough range for sells from the NASDAQ. Honestly, the S&P has the best ranges today. But the NASDAQ could be potential decent longs. So we'll see. Play by ear. Take a look at oil. All right. Yeah. I mean, shorts make sense because I'm still waiting for this gap fill. And when it gets so close, it becomes a magnet. So we had gapped up, consolidated here, broke through highs, broke through all of these highs, grabbed liquidity, dumped back down, came back to retest now this broken support for us to now potentially head down to fill that gap. So I think sells in crude are very, very intriguing. Very intriguing. To at least get the gap fill. 4 hour chart. I mean, this is just... I wish I saw it overnight. I would have taken that overnight. That's textbook. 2 hour, last 2 hour bearish engulfing would have been just a great sell idea as well. About a 5-to-1 potentially. Hourly chart setting up really, really nice. I mean, oil sells are just textbook. Textbook. We are finding some support here. We are creating these higher lows. So, however, though, higher time framing here, the last month of price action, we're bearish. I mean, we are bearish in the last month of price action. So I'm looking for sells. If you look at the hourly or even the 30-minute, probably the hourly looks a lot better than the 30-minute. If we can come back up to retest this break, then sells all the way 100%, I'll be in those sells. If it looks something like this, take a sell in the retest, stop above those highs, take profit for that potential gap fill. This will be more like a swing play, a 5-to-1. But you could definitely turn it into a day trade and just look for a pushback down to this wick. That'll be probably around like maybe a 3-to-1. Yeah, it's just short of a 3-to-1-ish. So, Mark, yeah, good call. Definitely looking like a short. I'm with you on that one. I think today could be a really, really nice day for the shorts. Yeah, I'd like to see a retracement, even maybe towards like VWAP, and then to sell. But I'm not taking these sells until probably I'm not trading until at least after 8. Volume's been very dry in the market lately, and I find that if I get in trades before 8, it just doesn't follow through. It's been very dry volume. Just really weird market. So once 8 o'clock hits, trading will open, New York Open. I'll start trading, but anything before 8, I'm not going to entertain because volume just doesn't make sense before 8 o'clock. So I got to add oil back to my watch list because the data's back. The data feed was broken. We looked at gold. Gold's actually coming down to my buy point here. Let's take a look at pound yen. This song is called Cinnamon Toast Shrimp. What kind of combination is Cinnamon Toast Shrimp? Not sure who came up with that name, but nice. Yeah. Anyways, pound yen, cinnamon toast shrimp. Got this weekly chart with these double wicks here. Like I talked about it the other day, dude. This whole area, massive rejection on the weekly, so you can't really look for longs into this. I mean, you can if it's a quick scalp, but this is not a long area. This is the area look for shorts potentially. And you're seeing the daily chart printing us this double top here. 4-hour chart, double top rejection, bleeding off pretty nicely from the overnight session. 2-hour chart. I'd like to see some kind of retest of 167. Ideally, we see 167,500 in a perfect world. But let's take a look at the. I'd love to see 167 like 456, or, somewhere up in this range here would be ideal for potential shorts, because then that'll give you that lower high. And we'll be in business. Don't want to short down here. Kind of no good place for a stop. Because if I shorted up here, this is what it would look like. It would short, stop above that high, take profit, would be down. I mean, you could look for like a 2.5-to-1, but ideally you fill this gap in price. Whoops, back from Friday. And that'll give you around, really, a 4-to-1-ish. And that'll come back and retest this higher low trend line. So this would be the ideal play for pound yen today. And this is what I will look like. So this is what it will look like. What are your thoughts on AUD Chev? My bad, dude. I didn't see that message earlier. Let me take a look. You are longing. Okay. Definitely longing into a lot of bearish momentum here. So broke through support here. Weekly chart came back to retest and closed bearish. We're kind of bleeding off here. So weekly chart's definitely looking bearish, but maybe there's a daily spot. Like, what's your time frame on this? How long you're looking to swing it for? so I know a little better on what your trade outlook is like. So there's support here. Major support sitting right around. Bring it over. Yeah, I'm curious what your time horizon is, because if you're looking at the daily chart, you kind of, I personally think you're a little early on the buys. Just because 4 hours, okay. Just because you have this massive rejection wick at 58,307. A lot of support and rejection. I mean, this is the clearly the major area of support at 58,500. We'll say 58,500, quarter point, round hold number. For me, this is the area that I would consider buying, especially since we're pushing pretty bearish on the daily chart. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, this is just not my thing. You know, I just don't sell, or I just don't buy charts that are just like continuing to break structure and push the downside. Now, if you're longing, let's look at prior price action where we're at now. So you're longing right here. I mean, I'm not a huge fan personally. I wouldn't take it, but I hope it works out for you. I wouldn't consider taking it until it came back down to like 58.5. It's just way too weak. I mean, maybe you get... Here's the thing. Although, yes, we're oversold, and yes, we're bleeding off pretty nicely here, what price will do is price will just sit here and consolidate to blow off the oversold move and then push down for another leg down, and then maybe you could look for longs down here. Now, maybe it does bounce off of here, but I think the better buy would be down at 58.5. Waiting for some support to be found. I mean, it's just trying to buy a chart that's bleeding off this heavily. I mean, if you zoom out in the 4 hour chart, it's just been bleeding, right? So, I mean, maybe you get a bounce, but it's all right. Just hasn't showed me any signs of it slowing down yet. Like, what I'd like to see before I bought is a daily that looks like this or this, right? Where we actually have, okay, look, we've been bleeding off, bullish doji. Maybe we get a bounce from here, right? Or if you look at the one over here, we've been bleeding off. Okay, smaller body doji, maybe we get a bounce from here, right? But if you look at current price action, it's bleeding off, and I don't have a daily confirmation that we're potentially slowing down yet. I'd rather see that to then buy. You gotta remember A plus setups. Maybe it's A plus setup in your book, but not in mine. But yeah, all right, pound yen shorts, looking for that. Gold longs potentially if we do find support here. We are finding, we're in this wedge here, so I'd expect to play that wedge trade and bounce off of here. However, I'd rather see a move like this where you get this double bottom right here, then you get the long, right? This was a kind of a longer double bottom, but we'll see. Kind of looks like a trade that we've taken recently, right? You have prices bleeding off, and then I typically would look for like a bang, 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 but this is Yosef made a good point when we were trading this prior, and yeah, I mean, these kind of trades just kind of go up, right? They don't really give you that pullback. So what I'm going to look for gold is support to be found, at least on like the 15-minute or 10-minute here. And then I'll look for like maybe a momentum break on the 5-minute to like just get that run. So we'll see. And then oil sells when we get a rebound. That's going to be it. It's good to see you again, Warner. Mark, Cinnamon toast shrimp breakfast of champions. Yeah, I gotta say, I can't imagine having shrimp for breakfast. But then again, I find it weird that people eat salmon for breakfast. So maybe I'm just weird. Yeah, I want to leave it at that, guys. Thanks for hopping in. I'm going to go trade and kick some ass on Zoom today. Thanks for hopping on, and I would love to see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, guys.